I will have them taken out again, and you will be removed to the next courtroom.
You can't. What is the legal basis for that ruling, Your Honor?
Illinois versus Allen, sir, and all of the other cases that I've cited previously. I'll make the appropriate record. Stop interrupting me. The jury's coming out. We're continuing with this trial despite your repeated efforts to disrupt. Yesterday, sit down. Yesterday alone, sir, 17 interruptions, not including the opportunity that I gave you where you spent 50 minutes, okay, discussing what were primarily either irrelevant or baseless accusations and requests not based in law or fact. I was abundantly patient with you yesterday.
And you still haven't verified by proof any of what I said.
And none of that is required, sir.
Because it is. You can't verify.
Your belief that that's the law doesn't make it so, Mr. Brooks. Your belief that these are legitimate legal positions doesn't change the law and doesn't make it so.
It's
so, again,
relevant because you didn't want to.
I'm going to step off and give Mr. Brooks 5 minutes to cool off. And when that happens, I'm bringing the jury out.
I'm not angry at all.
And then we will continue.
Still with us, Kirk Nurmi. Kirk, I'm exhausted watching that. It's just the tension, the lack of professionalism, the lack of decorum. And that started this morning, and we've seen it just really, I think, continue for the entire day. It set the tone for the entire day. And yet there's a little piece of me that says, oh, Judge, I wish you would put it on the record and walk away, because I feel like the more she tries to explain, the more she tries to give him the reason that she needs a basis from him or a proffer from him, the more he continues to disrupt.
Yeah, you know, Judge Ashely, when I saw this going on back and forth, it made me think that this is kind of the legal equivalent of the old Abbott and Costello routine, hers on first. They're talking past each other, they're going round and round, but ultimately there's nothing funny about it, right? They're just not getting anywhere. And so in that sense, I agree with you. Like, she needs to, in my opinion, while she's been super patient, if I was advising her, if I was her, I would say, okay, I've been patient enough. I am going to treat you like a lawyer, as I told you I would in the very beginning. And I'm not going to do these things that cater to you. And back up her threats, move him to the other courtroom. Just go along the way she would if he was a lawyer. And if he doesn't like that, just extricate him from the courtroom. That's it. That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line. And here's what I love about this judge. She has continued, in spite of the frustrations, trying a case where you have someone who is so disrespectful to courtroom decorum. She puts on the record every time, Kirk, she puts on the record. She can recite the case law as to how she has grounds to remove him from the courtroom. She puts everything on that record, and good for her, because that's what a judge is supposed to do. We have to make the hard decisions, put it on the record, and move on.
Exactly right. Engaging in this dialogue with him, like when she was ready to go on her comfort break, to me, I don't get it. I wouldn't get that kind of, dialogue with a judge. If I was a lawyer in that courtroom, I don't think he should get it.
It's a no-win. I think it's just a no-win case. He has a right to represent himself, certainly, but whoo, it is heated. What's going to happen?
Yeah, but he doesn't have a right to obstruct, Ashely. He doesn't have a right to obstruct, just like any lawyer wouldn't have the right to obstruct. So that's why I think her patience is served her well, maybe in the beginning, but not so much now, because again, a lawyer wouldn't get away with this. Mr. Brooks shouldn't get away with this.
And I like that pushback, because you're right. You don't have a right to obstruct. It's not an unfettered right to obstruct. All right, we are going to squeeze in a break, because they're on a break. She gave them all a comfort break. When they go back, we're going to get into you back into that courtroom. Certainly not an afternoon to miss any of this testimony.
A woman is literally cooking breakfast for her kids, opens the front door, and is shot to death by a clown. People wanted answers, and people started locking their doors.
One little bizarre incident and story after another.
It was rumored that Sheila Keene and Michael Warren were having an affair.
She killed my daughter, and he marries her.
Unbelievable. A Clown at the Door. Tonight, 7/6 Central. Only on your TV.